Hi there, my name is Sarah Rus, and I want to introduce you to the idea of how to meet people organically, both in person and in the online space. Yes, in the online space. Back in 2015, I started hosting singles events because I had done a lot of travel in my past and I loved meeting people through doing fun activities. And I met a lot of friends, some best friends, and I met some people to date who became my boyfriends, people that I fell in love with through doing fun activities. So for me, I felt that meeting people organically meant that you meet them in person through doing a fun experience, through sharing an activity, through creating new memories together. So I began a service for singles in 2017. And it was a calendar full of social events and activities where single people of a similar age could meet up and do something fun together. And I would introduce them to each other and give them some conversation starters to help to kickstart that connection. And we loved it, we had a lot of fun, but then of course the pandemic ruined everything. But what I discovered during the pandemic was that I could transfer the skills that I had developed in the offline space into the online space. And during the pandemic, I ran a lot of Zoom events where I connected single people. People, again, found friends, they fell in love, they found people to date. And they were able to do this again in a very organic way because they were coming into the Zoom room. I would welcome them and introduce them to each other, and I would give them something fun to do, like do some kind of drawing activity or talk about their favorite foods or something very simple and playful. And that allowed them to create that organic connection. So you can see how people can connect organically in both the offline and online spaces. Now, what I also discovered or realized was that for a lot of us, when it comes to dating and meeting singles, the one reason we are so awkward or uncomfortable about doing this is because it usually involves us recognizing someone that we're physically attracted to, that we would like to get to know, but don't actually know them at all, and then having to go through this sort of process of overcoming our fears so that we can go and introduce ourselves to that person. Now, if you think about this, there's not that many other circumstances in which you would have had to go up to a complete stranger and introduce yourself in the past. At school, or even let's start as young as kindergarten. You went to kindergarten and your mother introduced you to the other children, or your kindergarten teacher introduced you to the other children. Then at school, again, you were introduced to the other students by your teacher or the principal or someone at the school, or maybe other students introduced you to other students. So you always had like that middle person to introduce you to someone else. So the meeting of new people became easier and more comfortable when you're introduced by someone. Perhaps you played team sports and your coach introduced you to the other teammates. Or perhaps you do dancing classes or art classes and your instructor or your teacher introduced you to the other students in the class. So, and actually, even at the workplace, you would normally go through some kind of orientation day and be introduced to other people in your department or in your workplace. So there's generally someone, a middle person, a third party, who's introducing you to the other people in most situations in life, which makes it easier for you to meet and connect people, makes it more comfortable. Let's step back to what I said initially, which is when it comes to dating and meeting singles, we don't always have that middle person to introduce us to someone else, which is why speed dating is attractive to a lot of people, because you've got the speed dating host, the coordinator who plans the event. They bring all the single people together, and then they've got a system for you to move from date to date to date and meet a whole bunch of people. But they're not specifically introducing you by saying, hi, this is person A, meet person B, you have this in common, and then allowing you to continue the conversation. And that's why speed dating can be a little bit tricky for some people. Yes, you're meeting lots of single people, but you don't have a great introduction for many of the generic singles events out there. There are definitely people who are improving the way that speed dating events work, and I would highly recommend you checking out like authentic relating speed dating events or other conscious dating speed dating events. I believe in America there is a company or a service called Tantric Speed Dating. So these types of services are more geared towards conscious dating. So they notice, they realize that it can be tricky for new people to introduce themselves to each other. So they act as the middle person and they create, conversations between people by introducing a conversation topic or by introducing an activity to do. And that makes it easier for people to meet. So if you are someone who perhaps likes to meet people organically, I no doubt believe that it is because you like something to happen or for some reason to have occurred that you meet someone new. You probably like to be introduced to someone new through a third party. And this is why people loved coming to my singles events, because they would get to know me through videos like this. They'd read my newsletters or my emails or my posts on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, and they'd be familiar with me. And I would actually reach out to them and collect quite a lot of information from them about their interests and their values, where they're living, what age group they are, who they want to be meeting. And then when they came to the events, I had all this knowledge about them, and it made it easier for me to then introduce them to like-minded people who I knew they would get along well with. Now, I did this kind of service for singles for many years and I loved it. And then again, with the pandemic, things changed and I applied those skills in the online space. But then I realized that what a lot of people want is to meet organically, and they don't necessarily have the time to be going to all these singles events. And for a lot of singles events, they're quite generic, or for social events in general, they're quite generic. So if you're someone who is single and you would like to meet a partner, and then this is where the conscious dating idea or concept comes into play. So when you're consciously dating, you're aware of your values and your interests and your life goals and what's important to you, your characteristics, your behaviors. And you know that there are certain people who are going to be a great match with you, who share your values, who perhaps share your values and, I just said values, your life goals, who perhaps share your behaviors, your beliefs. And they're going to be a much greater fit for you than someone who has very different values or very different beliefs. And ultimately, when people start dating someone because they're hot or they feel lust or a strong sexual attraction, they start dating that person and they're attracted to what they look like. But then after a while, they realize they don't actually like the person that they are. They don't get along well. They don't share beliefs. They don't share life goals. And the relationship can be very challenging and not enjoyable and end in heartache and divorce and separation. And ultimately, that is not the end goal that I want for you. I want to help you to find someone who's compatible for you, someone who shares your values and your dreams and your beliefs, so that you have the best chance of a healthy long-term relationship. So if you would love to work with me and have me guide you on this journey of meeting, first of all, yourself, learning who you are, learning how valuable you are, the value that you can bring to a relationship, and what you have to offer. I think that's primarily the first step, is understanding who you are, and there's going to be things about you that you also might need to modify or improve and work on. And I'm constantly on a journey myself to be a better person and show up in relationships better. So I'm always developing my skills. And everything that I learn, I pass on to my clients, and they work with me in my coaching program. and they ask questions. They go through my little courses, which are relevant to whatever stage of dating is right for them. And my main mission is to help them to avoid dating the wrong people, to gain clarity around who they are and who their best type of match would be, and to build their confidence so that they can show up in different situations, whether it's on apps or in person, to meet people organically. And as I said, you can meet people organically in the apps or in real life. It's really about the energy that you bring to the connection with someone once you start interacting with them. And once you feel confident about who you are and the type of person who you're a great match for, and you know how to meet people organically, then dating becomes a breeze, and it's a lot of fun just to live the life that you love living. That's a lot of L's in that sentence. And as you're doing that, you will attract people into your world, and you will feel confident to connect with people who resonate and are aligned with the life that you're living. And you will also stop wasting time on the people who aren't a great fit for the journey that you're on. So I would love to help you to find your person, to find someone to love, to succeed in the journey of dating. And I do that through my coaching program. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you can fill out the link, click the link above this video or below this video, and inquire about the coaching program, and I can give you more information. I'll send you an email with details about what's included and how I can help you to find love. Secondly, I also still do the occasional singles event, and I have really created services that not only introduce you to single people, but also help you to build your confidence when it comes to dating. So you'll find I may send you out invitations to workshops or events where we do like a photo shoot so we can fix up your dating profile. I might send you invitations to my bespoke event called the Offline Valentine Experience, which is where I help you meet compatible people and connect deeply with them in a 3-hour event. And there's other different services and events that I run, such as a free online event called Find Love in an Hour, which is where you get to experiment with the famous 36 questions that are known to create love and connection. So if any of these types of events interest you, jump on the wait list and I'll send you invitations to what's coming up soon in your area for your age group. And, I just want to make them relevant to you. So the more information you fill out in that form, the better I can send you information that's relevant to your situation. All right, this is a very long video, and thank you very much for watching it all the way to the end. If you got anything out of this video, it's that, well, I hope that it's that you understand the importance of conscious dating and being aware of your value and dating people who are in alignment with you, so that you don't waste time dating the wrong people or finding yourself with a broken heart. And secondly, I can help you meet people organically, whether it's in the online space or offline. I know for single parents, it can be very hard to create the time and space to go and meet people at singles events. And so dating apps are a really great tool if you can use them well, and I can help you do that. And yes, I think overall I wanted you just to be aware that you can meet people organically, whether it's in the online space or offline. So don't give up. I know you're a great person for the mere fact that you are even interested in learning about conscious dating and that you have come to this space. Once again, my name is Sarah, the creator of Mojo Mingle. You can go and check out my Facebook page and Instagram page if you want to do a little bit more digging before you sign up to my waitlist or inquire about my coaching program. And I look forward to communicating with you soon. Cheers. Thanks for watching.